SCP-1025. Containment Class: Was Keter, is now safe. Special Containment Procedures. Due to its potential as a bioweapon capable of destroying all life on Earth, SCP-1025 is to be kept in an isolated underground vault secured by no fewer than 10 armed guards, to be rotated twice weekly and checked for compromise by infectious agents. The vault should be armed with a thermite mine to be detonated at the first sign of containment breach. Revision: SCP-1025 is to be kept in a passcode secured locker. Further research requires O5 approval. Description: SCP-1025 is a hardcover book, approximately 1,500 pages long. The front cover and spine feature the title, The Encyclopedia of Diseases. The publisher page indicates the book was printed in 19 by Press. No other copies of a book with that title and publisher have been found, and no record of the publisher exists. Readers of the book seem to exhibit symptoms of any disease that they read about. The effect can take between redacted hours to manifest. See the test log. Subjects: D-1025-1. Test. Subject read entry entitled Common Cold. Subject observed for several hours afterward. Results: Subject exhibited cough within 2 hours, and when asked, claimed to feel slightly achy, though he attributed this to uncomfortable sleeping arrangements. Subjects: D-1025-2. Test. Subject read entry entitled Chickenpox. Subject observed for several hours. Results: Over the course of 1 hour, subject observed to scratch at no fewer than 5 points in her body repeatedly. Subject's medical history indicated she had contracted chickenpox at age 8. Possible evidence that item can override natural immunity is noted. Subjects: D-1025-3. Test. Subject read entry entitled Cancer of the Lungs. Subject observed for several hours. Test was to determine item's ability to accelerate advancement of illnesses. Result: Subject observed to cough a significant number of times within a relatively small amount of time. Subject denied feeling any discomfort, but observation of subject's breathing indicated irregularities. Subject terminated and sent for autopsy. No tumors apparent. Note: We clearly did not wait long enough, but we all heard the coughs and his wheezing. Subjects: D-1025-4. Test. Previous test repeated, but subject observed for 7 days. Results: A lot of coughing and wheezing, far beyond what should be considered normal. Subject terminated and sent for autopsy. No tumors apparent. Note: What if the illness vanishes after death, making the infection all the more insidious? Subjects: D-1025-5. Test. Same as previous. Results: Same as previous, but subject sent for vivisection utilizing hours before expiring from shock. No tumors apparent. Note: We have to keep trying. Imagine if this were an infectious agent. Imagine if there were more books like this out there. Redundant tests redacted for brevity. In summary, each test used one D-class subject who read one entry from the item and was then tested or vivisected in a search of sign of infections following the reported symptoms. After test 15, research was moved to a dedicated isolated facility staffed by 3 researchers and 2 security. 1 D-class subject delivered as needed to minimize space and ration needs. Subjects: D-1025-27. Test. Subject read entry entitled Appendicitis. Subject had undergone an appendectomy at age 16, observed for 3 days. Results: After 52 hours, subject complained of significant abdominal discomfort. Vivisection performed. No appendix found, but area where appendix would normally be looked a few shades more red than it should be, by general consensus of research staff. Subjects: D-1025-28. Formerly researcher Test. Subject had developed a persistent cough despite never reading SCP-1025 and was placed in observation for 1 week. Results: None apparent for 6 days. At 0930 hours on day 7, subject appeared slightly taller than the day previous. Noted as evidence that items' anomalous properties can cause generation of disease other than those researched by the victim, and without direct viewing of reading material. Vivisection considered but overruled for the time being. Note: It got out. The crazy bastard got out somehow. We were so stupid. The addition of height is a classical symptom of SCP-16 adapting to the stress of being contained in that room. Who knows or cares what he was coming down with first? There was a grating on the ceiling, a few more feet of height and a few inches skinnier, and he'd easily fit. He could be up there right now, growing claws and vomiting infected blood everywhere, and taking who knows what other dormant diseases with him. SCP-8? SCP-742? Oh god, what if he's come down with SCP-217? Addendum 1025-2. A recovery team was sent to the facility on Redacted after no contact was made from the facility for 72 hours. Agents found researchers Redacted and Redacted sealed in the observation booth, both wearing biological containment suits. Nearly all stored air tanks were depleted. Agent Redacted was found crawling through the facility air ducts with sidearm drawn. Researcher Redacted had locked himself in the barracks with an improvised flamethrower made of aerosol cleaner and a box of matches. Later interview indicated Redacted had not climbed into the ducts, but simply used his passcode to leave the observation chamber while other researchers were distracted. Agent Redacted was found dead in a supply closet locked from the inside, with several empty bottles of water and ration packages. The door had been given an airtight seal with garbage bags and duct tape. Note: after careful review of all research on SCP-1025, I'm ordering an immediate evaluation of whoever approved the use of 27 D-Class subjects, an isolated facility, and a dedicated underground bunker on this money pit. Not one out of the ordinary infectious agent was found any place this item was tested, and every involved staff member had passed a basic psych exam within the previous year. I have no idea how far the chain of command this hypochondria by proxy effect can reach, or how it works, and frankly, I see no benefit in learning. Stick it in a box, lock it up, and for God's sake, do not worry about it. 05 Redacted.